Welcome to Canada, a very serious country run by some very serious people. Recently, we had a bit of an internal news story make national and international headlines that highlights the beauty of Canada, which, as you know, is a magical place where all of your dreams can come true. Kind of like Bollywood. This is like Canadian Bollywood, which you usually think Canadian Bollywood, it's this beautiful place where our first black prime minister does his indigenous dancing around. Heartwarming stuff. But this is Canadian Bollywood, which is, it's Khalistan. It's just Khalistan. Here we have a Canadian Bollywood Khalistan wedding. Now, as you know, there was a lot of misinformation and disinformation around this. People were saying things like, this isn't a very Canadian wedding, this isn't Canadian culture, and those people would be wrong. People are saying this isn't Canadian because the people in this video are breaking Canadian laws, because you're not allowed to have semi-automatic guns. You're not allowed to have your finger on the trigger on the guns. You're not allowed to have those loaded barrels around the guns. You're not allowed to take your guns out of the safe. You're not allowed to parade them in public. You're not allowed to do any of this, really. But what people don't know is just how Canadian this wedding actually is. Because the people who posted this video are members of Sikhs for Justice, which are allies, some of them considered to be an international terrorist organization. And I say to you, what is more Canadian than posting a video of yourself breaking multiple laws with connections to, again, organizations, people in our allied countries considered to be domestic terrorist groups, knowing full well that you're going to get away scot-free on everything? What is more Canadian than that? I challenge you. I challenge you to find me something more Canadian than a group of Khalistanis listening to some cringe rap music about violence, dancing around with guns, posting it online, and then playing the victim. What is more Canadian than that? Tell me. And all these influencers and pundits online who are just pointing out, look, this breaks the law. If I were to do this, I would be arrested. Yes, that's Canada. Get with the times, everyone. This is more Canadian than maple syrup on top of Wayne Gretzky. What is more Canadian than Khalistanis brazenly breaking the law, threatening violence, and looking like a bunch of lunatics, and then getting away with it? I'll tell you what, it was the Canadian RCMP being aware of the story and then going, we're not even sure this is in Canada, and then being forced by these said disinformation activists who think that just because what they're saying is objectively true, that they can get away with it. No, we're going to go full UK. Soon, inshallah, they will be in jail for posting on Twitter. Thank Barack Trudeau. Now, they were saying things like, hey, we found him. He's over here. And then the RCMP had to be like, okay, I guess he is in Canada. We finally will do something. And then seeing that he's breaking the law, instead of actually arresting someone, they just vaguely say, okay, we've taken some of the guns away. What's more Canadian than giving people openly advocating for violence, flaunting our laws with ties to domestic terrorist organizations a slap on the wrist? What's more Canadian than that? What is more Canadian than that? This is Canada. It is a beautiful country run by Khalistanis, Islamists, and hardcore neo-communists. That is the country we live in. So, to recap, here we have a bunch of losers. I mean, why are a bunch of old people parading around to this cringe rap? Like, people are freaking out because the rap lyrics are like, yes, our guns will hit you from Canada, blah 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 blah. Cringe. Okay, yes, so the rap is about violence and kids listen to violent rap, but can we not have old people listen to violent rap? That could actually should be a crime. It's a bit cringe, right? If these are young Khalistanis, I would get it. It might even look kind of cool, but a bunch of geriatric old people, come on, guys. Come on. This is like, this is like the UK. We're probably 3 months away from the UK, or Keir Starmer, like, releasing a drill rap video about two-tier policing and why it's important. That prediction might actually come true. So, to recap, what is Canada? Well, it's basically a beautiful country made up of many different regions. Some of them are like neo-Islamic caliphates. Some of them are like mandatory sexual reassignment gender clinics. And some of them are just Khalistan. And that's the beauty that makes up our country. Yes, you might say, where is the French and English and traditional heritage? We got rid of that. That's a no-no. No more English, no more French. It's just Khalistan, caliphates, and gender clinics, because that's the beauty of the country we are.